So essentially, this was me, Looksmaxing, Mr. Looksmaxer. So the idea of swag and looking good is not a new phenomena, right? Like it's something that's always existed through the time, as long as men and women have been alive. Everyone has always wanted to look attractive, somewhat attractive, because again, like the attraction, so the attractiveness is again what allows us to find mates, find partners, and also procreate, right? So right there, okay. So I think we can look at that. So right there, that was me, right? So that was me. I was probably like 13, I'd say, right? So I was dressing up and yeah, getting some swag, had some chains. I had the popped collar. That was the in thing at the time. And this was the style. This was the swag. And I had my cap, the cap has been a thing ever since growing up. So that was me, I think, I would say, yeah, around that time. It was like, yeah, 13, around 13. And same thing right there. So we got me again, skinny guy, afro. I was in Victoria Falls at this time, and my boxes were there, and I had some pants. So this looks like I was sagging my pants, but I was actually probably underweight, right, at the time. So I wasn't eating enough, or maybe I was eating enough, and maybe this is the time that I was growing taller, I guess, maybe. But I was kind of chubby when I was a bit younger, and then I just lost the weight, and then I used to play sports. So like I think with the sports, swimming, so a lot of energy. I used to use a lot of energy just being active. That's just been my entire life, just being active, running around and doing stuff. So this was me, right? So this was me, and I would say like I started working out around this time as well. This was about the time that I started working out. And as I was working out, let's see. So this again would have been me working out. This was probably like I was about 18. So that's about, yeah, when I was 18. And, you can tell like I'd put on a bit of size. So I was working out, still, still short, not tall at all. And this was me, right? Shirtless, I'm flexing, posing. I don't know how to pose, right? I'm looking down, not looking at the camera. I don't know why I was looking that way, but that was just me. That was just the thing. And I had my friend here, Sean, and so that was me, like training and working out. Again, another picture of me, and this is when I was actually now, I would say like training a bit more. I think it was, yeah, still like 18 again. And I'm still training and going to the gym. And I think I was finishing high school around this time. So this was around the time that I was finishing high school. So I think in general, like if you were to tell, right, like from there, like it's not like I had some confidence, like even didn't matter how tall I was or what size I was still confident. Like I would, flex here and there. Didn't really matter for me at all, right? So I was still trying to figure out like, okay, what do I do with my hair as well? Because it'll grow, and then maybe I don't get it cut right away. And I would just be like, okay, let me go to the gym and work out. And, as long as I look good, it's not going to matter if I have hair or not. And yeah, so I was training, and then in between, the things that I just knew, like from the time that I was growing up, it's like you had to dress well. And for school, from like a young age, from like, I would say like from 5 years to not 5, let's say 6. From like 6 to 18, you're going to school and you're wearing uniforms. So you're wearing a blazer, right? You're wearing a blazer, you're wearing shoes. Let me see if I have that picture here. Let me just see if I can grab it. But yeah, but at that age, you're wearing a blazer, you're wearing shoes that are polished. You have to polish your shoes. You're wearing dress shirts to go to school. And it's just expected that you're dressing smart and you're dressing well. And obviously, like here, I'm wearing a suit. So this is just like the way that you would dress. And this was like more like prom. And I think I was shopping for a suit for prom. So these are all experiences that if you're growing up, sometimes you're fortunate enough to just realize or understand that, okay, the way that you dress is important and also contributes to the confidence that you build when you're young.